Alright guys, let's jump right into this. Got 4 rods here. I'm going to be cleaning all of them. These 2 I'm going to be repairing. They have some holes and cracks in the cork handle. I've had this rod probably for 5 or 6 years, still going strong. Have won several big bass tournaments on this rod here alone. My wife bought me this, so it's got all kinds of mojo. So definitely got to keep this rod going as long as possible. So I've never done the repair in the cork before, so this is kind of new for me. I'm going to try some things, but I have cleaned them before. Very simple to do to get yourself started with some fresh new looking rods for 2018. It is just to simply take some baby wipes and wipe down the cork handles, or you can also use something like a magic eraser if you don't have baby wipes. So I'm going to quickly show you what it looks like. Here's obviously this spinning rod. It's not too terribly bad, but you can see it's pretty dark. Just going to take his baby wipe and see what's coming off, all that dirt and grime. And some of it you may not be able to get off, but I'm basically just prepping it for this other stuff that I purchased to repair it. See how that's getting nice and white again. I'm filming this with my phone, guys, so hopefully I can get some better close-ups of this stuff than my GoPro. It makes it a lot easier if you take your reels off and do all this, but like I said, I'm just kind of showing y'all. I'm just doing a real quick job. I got a lot of other stuff to do to prepare for the tournament this weekend. You're just going to take these baby wipes and just scrub it down. You can scrub as long as you like, and you probably could, like I said, get most of the dark stuff off. See how it's getting lighter here. I'm just going to quickly do this on all my rods. You can see here it's got some holes in the cork, and eventually that'll wear out. I'm going to go ahead and clean all the rods and come back to you with the repair. So I went to Walmart. I purchased this Elmer's Carpenters Wood Filler Max. It says it dries fast, dries hard, is sandable, and you can stain it. I probably won't be staining it, of course. So I think I paid like $2 to $3 for it, but that's what I'm going to fill the gaps with in the cork. And then I just got an old piece of sandpaper. I don't even know what grit this is, and I'm going to sand it down smooth, clean it again, and then probably reseal it with some clear coat spray paint or clear nail polish. Anything you got to put a nice seal over the cork would work just fine, I believe. So don't have to spend a lot of money on this. This is just to make your rods last a little longer, get a few more years out of them. And yeah, so I'm going to keep going here. Okay, so I've only got 2 rods on the table now. The other 2 I've already cleaned. These are the 2 that need repair. So we're going to go ahead and get started by opening up the Carpenter's Wood Filler. Okay, there we go. Now when I purchased this, I didn't see different colors. They may have darker ones, they may have lighter ones. Thankfully this is pretty light. It's almost the color of cork, so hopefully that'll work. So I'm simply just going to not read the directions. Went and grabbed a roll of paper towels so I won't get it on the table. Okay. Again, I haven't done this before, guys, so I guess there's some clear liquid right at the beginning. That is not what you want. I'm gonna wipe that off. Gonna squeeze some of that on there like that and just push it in with my finger to make sure I'm getting in all the little holes, all the little nooks and crannies. Now if you only got a couple of spots on your cork, there's no need to go all over like this, but I'm kind of going overboard here just because, again, this is my mojo rod. I won 3 big bass titles in a row with this rod that my wife gave me. So very, very important to me and to her. So as you can see, I have a big gouge right here. So I'm going to add a little bit more of this. And work it in with my finger. Stuff kind of has a gritty kind of feel to it because it apparently has real wood chips in it along with the glue. I'd recommend using a glove, but I'm out of gloves. I don't mind getting my hands a little dirty. And as you can see, I got a pretty good amount on there. So to minimize sanding, I'm gonna take one of those wipes. It shouldn't hurt anything, and just wipe off the excess. Just getting off the majority. Not wiping too hard. I want it to stay in the holes right here. I'm going to do the rest of the parts of this rod. I'll let it dry, and then we'll go back and sand it and then seal it. And I'm going to repeat this process for the other rod. Okay, before I begin on this rod here, I wanted to show you guys this. I did go back. This is the part that had the big gouge, and as you can see, I've left it pretty rough. I put a second coat on. This stuff gets pretty crumbly working with it, so I don't think it's going to be too bad. I'm not going to let it completely dry. I'll keep rubbing my finger over it to get all these, little pieces off. After it dries a little bit more, it'll crumble. And I won't go no further than that. I'll let it completely dry and then I'll start the sanding process. But wiping it down with the baby wipe isn't a good idea. It gets moisture into the wood filler, and I think one, it takes it out of the holes, and two, it's probably going to slow down the drying process. Don't do that. Again, this is my first time doing it, but I think doing it with my finger and kind of feeling how dry it is and knocking off the excess, as you can see, that's smoothing it out right there. Just doing that ever so often is going to work out just fine. We'll do the final touches on it later. So this is drying. I'm going to start on this one. And just do one little section at a time. And I'm pushing down with my finger to make sure it gets in all the crevices. And the color of this wood filler is just about the color of the cork when it's brand new, so I really don't mind it if it stays this way. Okay, I'm going to continue working all this in, and I'll come back to you guys when I have this one done. Got this bottom section done. Just need to finish this part. You can see all the little cracks and compare it to this. See how that fills it in? Now it's definitely rough, but when this dries, we're going to sand it down and we're going to put a sealant on it, and it ought to look pretty good, ought to feel good in the hand and make it last a lot longer. Deep repairs may need 2 or more fillings. I said that earlier. Sanding, sand shallow repairs after 15 minutes and deep repairs after 2 to 8 hours. Use medium sandpaper. Yeah, it's definitely getting dry. I can rub it and it crumbles. So I'm not even gonna use sandpaper right now. I'm just gonna use my hand. Reel off. So I do not get all the crud in it. I'll let that dry a little longer, and then I'll clean it and we'll get it ready to seal. Time for the second rod. Same thing, I'm going to take this reel off. Alright, I think that's good enough. Okay guys, bad news. When I went to unscrew this to take the reel off, I cracked the cork twisting it. It was I hadn't taken this reel off this rod since I've owned it, and it was pretty hard to get off, and I cranked down on it and it cracked. I didn't even realize it, but pretty big crack, and it goes all the way through, so I'll probably end up having to epoxy this. So you can see where it's going to look splotchy. But that's okay. I'm not really going for visuals here. I'm going for longevity. So the wood filler has filled in the gaps, which is what I want. So that's good enough for me. I'm going to let this dry again, and we'll put a sealant over it of some sort. I got to go see what I can find. What I have here is some LA Color Super Strength Nail Builder. It's a clear coat. That's what I'm going to be putting on the rod. Make sure to use LA Colors. Don't use Revlon or CoverGirl or any other brands. They don't know anything about bass fishing. Okay guys, so I've clear coated both rods. Now it's just time to wait for them to dry. Probably give them one last wipe down, and I'll take them outside in better light and you can get a view and better color of what they look like. Look at all this ice. So you can definitely see the differences in color. It is not meant to look pretty. It's just meant to help fill in those cracks, hold your cork together so you can get some more use out of your rod. That's going to wrap up this video, guys. Hope it helped you out. It works. Doesn't look great, but so what? Doesn't really matter to me. So if you guys are wanting to save some money and save some of your rods and do it on the cheap, this may be a solution for you. So I'm gonna head in the house, get warm, or I may stay out here and play in this ice. This is pretty crazy for Texas. You guys take care. God bless. I'll catch you at the tournament. Come on.